everyone, how was your day today? Our day is slightly overcast. It has been raining. It's not currently raining now, but the clouds are sitting nice and low on the mountains, looking all atmospheric and moody and stuff. But overall, it's been really quite nice. Really quite nice. We do need the rain, as most places do, and I really hope that it is snowing great guns up there in the mountains where the clouds are sitting atmospherically. Hi, my name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have yarny stuff to the left of me, cross-stitch stuff to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I've had a very good, busy, productive two weeks of crafting. I'm just going to show you cross-stitch today. I did work on my knitting, but it is a blanket, and the rows are so long that it takes me quite a while to get down and back, so it's only maybe ½ an inch increased overall, so that's, you know, not really worth showing overall. Princess is here today. She's just purring up a storm and demanding all my attention because my attention goes to her and shouldn't be focused on the camera where I can talk to you. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe she'll make an appearance and decide to sit in her throne here on the back of my chair or take out the camera. Well, now that Princess has let her displeasure be known, maybe we'll be able to proceed without too much trouble. Shall we? Let's start with finishes, because I do have one. And here it is. It is my Winter Pansies. This was published in the Cross Stitcher magazine, January 2014. It's a British magazine. And I've got all the stitching done. I had just a few stuff over here on this side left to do the last time I showed it to you, and added all of the backstitch, and so I think the backstitch really adds to it. It was quite enjoyable to do, and I am just really quite pleased that it is all done. I have stitched it all in DMCs that were called for, and it is stitched 2 threads over 2 linen threads on this mystery, unknown, one-of-a-kind, it's a Lugana, it's an even weave from Fantasy Dyed Fabrics, and I am really pleased how it turned out. I'm probably going to take this down to my framer first thing, well, okay, on my lunch break tomorrow, because I want to get it up on my walls. Speaking of my walls, I have been slowly hanging a few things here and there on my walls. Finally getting around to it. I'll put a picture in here of what's going on over my desk. So maybe you'll enjoy that. Maybe not. The next project that we worked on past 2 weeks, of course, is Miss Lady of the Flag. Here is what she will look like when she is completed. And tuck that in. Here is where I am so far. There was a little hole down here, I think it's right here, that was white and red that I hadn't stitched in yet because it was too close to the hoop. So I moved the hoop and added that in. As you can see, I have added in the flesh tones of the arm right here. And then I added some more of the, my other goal was with this red, to get this red because it was too close. You can kind of see my hoop marks right there where it was too close and I couldn't quite reach. So I added the red and then the white and then have just filled in some blues as I went along. So I think my next stitchy goal for Lady of the Flag is to get her in about here, filled up to about here, and then I will go ahead and move the hoops once again and then really focus on getting her face and the top of the flag and her torch done. There we go. I can say her torch and not absolutely mess it up. So there is our progress on Miss Lady of the Flag. with the pansies being done, I kind of needed something to work on as my weekday stitch. And so I pulled out, oh, we're still working on a piece of, I still have a thread and a needle attached. Anyway, Summer Quaker by Primrose Cottage. And here is my take on it. This is curling over because I've been holding it, rolled forward, so I hold the back. Anyway, I've got everything done. All I have left is there's a large motif right here and the rest of the numerals for the year. Primarily I brought the border down and across here. I filled in this motif, yep, here and here, these two, here and here, and was working on this one over here when I abruptly got up and left it and just plunked my needle down. Not too worried about it long term since it's one of the more active whips that I have going on. I am stitching this one 2/2 on a linen Aqua Slushy by Fabric Flare that I got up at Stitchery Express. I am using Grape Fizz by Gas. The Gentle Art is the color of floss that I am using. And I am down to one more half length of floss of the 3 cards I bought. So I've used 2. I have half a length left on my second card. So I think if I was super thrifty, I might be able to stitch it in 2, but not going to happen. I'm pretty sure I'll use up that last half and have to break into the third card of Gast. Part of the reason why I stitched it the way I did, only going through each card at a time, was I was curious if it could be done with 2. Not the way I stitch and how, not super frugal. I mean, I'll throw away this much, but I don't get it down to the very, very end. But anyway, so here is my progress on Summer Quaker. Really enjoying that one. Let's put its project bag. It's been living in one of the pansy bags that my mom made me. Put that away. And the last everyday stitch, I don't have anything good to act as a backup, do I? My last everyday stitch is Make Today Count, and you can see I've got my linen well trained so it rolls forward. Is Make Today Count. This was the design handed out by Hands On Design at Stitch West Fall last October. So this was the retreat project that I started on, and I was working down here, let's see, on the tomato side. I was working down here on the tomato side in here, and I finished that up, and then I went all the way over to this side and stitched all of this in and all of that, and then I have the rest of the house to finish, and then there's a leafy motif that lives underneath the house that I need to work on. And then I will be finished with this one. This one kind of started out as a I'm not enjoying you, I'm going to finish you off right away sort of stitch, but as I've gotten into it and gotten used to the fabric again, it's not so bad, and it's moving a lot quicker than I had anticipated. I think on my first go through I was really struggling with trying to figure out where to put my colors and how I wanted to, stitch from one motif to the next, because as you can see, it's a lot of small motifs and a lot of color changes, and so I was really struggling with deciding what to count off of and how to count and yada yada. But somehow I got into the flow, and this current attack on the stitching has been a lot better than my first go around when I got home after the retreat. I have quite a bit of back stitching that needs to be done once I finish the main stitching, but that shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't take too long. And so this is on a fabric from Fabrics by Stephanie. I got the linen. I do not remember the color of it. It's probably in my retreat packet, which is over here on my shelves where I keep all of my wonderful cross-stitch stuff. So I don't remember. The DMC flosses are called for stitching 2 over 2 on a 32 count. So that's where I am with that one. You are messing with, you're just messing with the tripod. Okay. Let's look at the wonderful, ridiculous things that have been purchased over the last couple weeks. Well, it's been like more of a month, but some things, you know, trickle in and some things show up right away. I bought from Sherry So Sweet this wonderful, hang on while we fix the camera again. Ah, cats, man. Anyway, a cute strawberry bag from Sherry So Sweet with the patchwork strawberry on the front, red gingham on the back, big, and it will hold everything. Cat! And then she also, Alright, I think I've dissuaded her from playing with the tripod for the next 3 minutes. We'll see how it goes. I also picked up this cute little rabbit and carrots bag from Sherry So Sweet. Adorable. You could choose the color of your background fabric, and to nobody's surprise, I chose purple. I also decided to pick up one of the little floss buddies, and so that is here. And that is a cute thing. I think I mentioned the last time we chatted that I had put in an order with number 12 Stitch Co. for some fabrics. Still on my hunt for neutral fabrics, and those hadn't arrived the last time we chatted, but they are here now. And so let's see, this one is, have to read the card, Toasted Mallow. It's a lovely 32 count, light tan, light brown, softly mottled. They're all 32 count linen. So I'm quite pleased with that one that has come in. And then this is Salted Caramel. Also a nice neutral tan, nice neutral, lightly mottled, also number 12 Stitch Co. Salted Caramel, did I tell you that? Yep. In 32 count. So that has arrived all the way from Australia. And then the last one that came in, this is Russian Caramel, and it has a more golden tone than Salted Caramel, and I wasn't paying attention, and this came in 28 count. I'm sure I'll use it, but it was not the count I was expecting, and I'm pretty sure that it's all on me, and I just was not paying attention to what I was doing when I clicked order. So those have arrived. Quite pleased with that. Primrose Cottage released their freebie for May, and it is this cute Hello Spring pattern. And so to go with it, I picked up their little kit. As I was saying, it's Marketing Genius. I got the linen and all the things, and the little freebie that came was the little zipper pull. That has arrived. You're still in the way. Go sit on your throne. I ordered the frogs. I ordered the sticker pack that they put together to release with their stitching rules and stitching Quaker and stitching quilt. Those 3 problems. I picked those 3 patterns. And I ordered the sticker pack that goes with those. I had wandered up to Cindy's on April, that Saturday in April. It happened to be the same weekend that Stitch West was taking place for their spring retreat, and had a good time, met with the ladies that were there. Robin had wandered up from Farmington. We saw a lot of people, we chatted, we had a good time. I have the Primrose Cottage Autumn Quaker that I am planning to do, and I needed to select the flosses that I wanted to do, to stitch it with. I have this beautiful golden straw, 32 count. It's a 9x9 cut. It'll be just the right size. And so I chose Hyacinth to go with it. It is kind of a gray-y purple. I hope that looks I hope it looks good when it's laid out, and I'm hoping it continues to do what I want it to do once I get it stitched in. Hopefully it'll be strong enough against that that gold. That's the only worry that I have, is that the Hyacinth will get lost a little bit on the strength of the gold. Then I was tooling around Etsy, as you do. I shouldn't tool around Etsy as you do, because then I only get in trouble. And so I stopped by Hollis Hands Creates, her shop. She also has a YouTube. Go check her out. And I picked up a cut of mint by Fiber on a whim to see if that would work for my mermaids project. And I think it's just a little too green, not quite what I wanted. I ordered it at about the same time that I ordered the Lagoon that I showed last week, and I think Lagoon is my winner as far as fabric for the mermaid project goes, so I can stop auditioning fabric for that. And then I picked up this blue. It is Something Rain by Dames of the Needle. This is a 32 count. And then I picked up this kind of purpley gray from, what is it, Fox and Rabbit? 32 count oyster purpley gray. I was thinking of maybe doing Primrose Cottages. They released the strawberry basket from the Sip and Stitch last year, and the colors on it were fairly muted, so I was working on pulling the flosses for that, and haven't quite got all the way done with pulling the flosses. Yeah, good kitty, stay there. Anyway, so I'm going to audition this for that. And then my last fabric to come in, because I am absolutely ridiculous, is from Those Missing Stitches. Here's her card. Let's see if we can get the reflection off. There we go. Those Missing Stitches. She also has a Flosstube. Go watch her. She's quite lovely and enjoyable. And so she dyed up this. She showed the pink on her Flosstube, and so that's what sent me over there to look at it, because I love a pink, even though I should stick to the mission of just buying the neutrals. Although I think I've finally built up a good enough neutral library now that I can stop. Stop is a word we can do. And then I also purchased these Enchanting Emma, Earnest Emma. Both of these are fat quarters. They are both 32 count. This is a lovely blue that just has kind of a little bit of a gray sheen on it. Well, it's like a gray blue. So, really quite lovely. Alright, you're in trouble again. Here's the troublemaker. Off you go. Off you go. Troublemaker. Let's see if we can, well, I suppose those piles will have to do. Let's see. I finally got some pictures of the walls, so you can see those, or you did see them. We'll see. The other day, Princess had a bit of a mishap. I typically stitch on Lady of the Flag at my desk, which is over here. And I've set up a little bed for her to sleep in while next to me, so she doesn't get into as much trouble as she is getting in today. I don't know what she's doing. She's going to get in trouble is what she's going to do. Anyway, and so my desk is pulled away from the wall about yay big, and the boxes are pulled away from the wall about yay big. What did I say about getting into trouble? So that I can get fish cords for the computer that's also over there. Anyway, she was asleep. She had a big stretch, leaned over a little too far, and flipped backwards off of the couple of boxes that where her bed sits. off and onto the floor, and so she was highly offended by that and has not trusted her bed that is set up over there. I don't blame her, but I wish she'd sleep over there when I'm working over there, because otherwise she's all up in my business, like cats are, all up in my business. So she was highly offended that her bed dumped her out like that. That was not fair and not okay. The other day, good old YouTube served me up a couple of videos about people visiting Buc-ee's. I like Buc-ee's. I visited Buc-ee's when we went on our great Texan road tour last April when there was the eclipse. So we hit up a couple Buc-ee's. I liked it. I thought they were fun. They're kind of kitschy. They make a great great brisket sandwich. All sorts of deliciousness. And so I was sitting there bemoaning the fact that the closest Buc-ee's to me is like 8.5 hours away. They're north of Denver. That they're out there. And then for no reason at all, I said, "Self, how far is Buc-ee's from Casper, Wyoming?" So I looked it up, and it's about 3.5 hours. 3 hours 17 minutes is what the Google told me. So 3.5 with stops or whatever. And I thought, that's pretty close. That's a fair drive. And so then I asked Google, how far is it from Buc-ee's back home? Turns out it's only 7.5 hours from where Buc-ee's is north of Denver to home. And when we go to Casper, it's 6.5 hours from here to Casper. So that means I can make a big loop of it. We can go to Casper, we can stay for the Crazy Woman Stitching Retreat, have an awesome time there, enjoy all the fun, talk to all the ladies. On Sunday morning, we can head out, go to the Buc-ee's, enjoy Buc-ee's for like 2 hours, get our fill of brisket sandwiches and beaver nuggets and I don't know, whatever other kitschy stuff we feel like. And then we can turn around and head up to probably about Laramie, which is an hour and a half from Buc-ee's and close to home. Stay overnight at a hotel, just chill out, relax, and then come the rest of the way home, which by that point is only like 6 hours. So I talked to my traveling companion Lisa, because she's going to the stitching retreat with us, and we're totally going to Buc-ee's after Casper, Wyoming. So any y'all going to Casper to Crazy Woman Stitch and Retreat, you feel free to join us and make your hotel reservation anywhere you want there in Laramie. We're at the Hilton Garden, not the Hilton Garden, in the Hampton. We're at the Hampton Inn in Laramie in September overnight because we've gone to Buc-ee's. I'm so excited. You have no idea. Really, really excited. We've been super busy at work, hosting event after event after event. Marla stopped by to see me in my office. She was up for a women's conference, and we had really quite a lovely chat. It's great to see her outside of a stitching retreat. She's doing well. We felt like, graduation, commencement, and convocations went out without a hitch as far as I can tell. The team, in team meetings, they haven't said anything was awry or anything needed to be done differently. Of course, there's all the little tiny businessy things, when you're in vets, just little tiny things need to be adjusted on the fly. Usually those aren't any big deal, so we got through those. Then we had women's conference, which was a lot of fun. What were they saying? They didn't think that they had quite as big of a turnout this year as we have had in the past couple of years, so that's kind of a sad thing. We hope they are able to continue to do women's conference. It was pretty good. They had a pizza food truck that was there the first day. Absolutely delicious. 100% recommend the pizza food truck. I forget the name of them. Names and me just don't stick. And names and faces and people with me just don't stick. So, if you're at a retreat, and I'm at a retreat, please come and say hi. I'm kind of a shy introvert, and I don't get up and get around as much as I know I should because I'm a shy introvert. But I do like meeting people. And part of the reason I don't get up and talk to people a lot is because I have problems recognizing faces and remembering names. It's not quite as bad as full-on face blindness, but if I see you every day at work and then suddenly you turn up at Target, I may not know that's you. It's happened before. I ran into a woman that I worked with for 2 or 3 years at the Target. I had no idea who she was. She teased me mercilessly about it for the remaining time we worked together. Good-natured sort of teasing, but yeah. Anyway, so that's a random aside there. Also, I watch a whole heck of a lot of you, usually from my TV. Doesn't leave a lot of time or ability to make actual comments. So usually if I've swung by and I love what you're doing, I leave 3 purple hearts because I figured out how to leave a couple emojis really easily and quickly. So that's usually what happens there with those comments. I want to welcome all of you at the very end of the video for coming and visiting Princess and I. She and I know we don't always see eye to eye, but at least you're getting a good look at her. This is where she usually sits when I'm sitting in this chair and stitching. Saying again, that's, well, it used to be when I forget my words. It's when I forget the whole train of thought. I think that's everything, you guys. I hope you're doing okay. I hope the weather is pleasant where you are. If you're needing the rain, I hope you're getting the rain. If you're needing the sun, I hope you're getting the sun. We live in interesting times, my friends. And if you've read any Terry Pratchett, specifically the book Interesting Times, you know that that can be a curse. I think that's actually a Chinese proverb. May you live in interesting times, which is a curse. Anyway, sidetrack. So, I hope you're doing well. Remember, kindness costs you nothing. 1 step forward, 1 step up. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye!